a lot has been going on and I want to update you guys. Hello gorgeous, welcome back to my channel. I don't know what kind of accent or what that was, so let's redo that. Hello gorgeous, welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're new, and if you are new, it would mean so much if you guys hit that red subscribe button down below to join my YouTube family. I wanted to answer all of your questions that you want to know, and I kind of wanted to do this because a lot is going on and I wanted to update you guys on a lot of topics and things that are happening in my life. We love a good hair in our mouth. I asked you guys over on my Instagram at NICOLETTAXO, gotta throw that promo, but I also asked you guys in my community tab to ask me any questions. Nothing's off limits. I'm gonna spill all the tea that I can right now. It might be a long one because you guys know your girl likes to talk. I get told that so many times on my channel, so it's just a known thing at this point. I'm gonna start first with my Instagram questions because I actually think I got some juicy ones. We'll start off right away. I've been actually getting a few questions talking about my boyfriend and I. Are we living together right now, or are we having to be separate because of the situation going on? Questions will be popped up. YouTube doesn't like us saying certain words apparently. For some reason we can't really say the Q word. You guys catch my drift? I am currently not with my boyfriend Nicholas. We haven't even seen each other in over 2 months. It could be even longer than 2 months at this point. I'm just losing track of the days really, to be honest, because of everything going on. We live separately right now, and as a lot of you guys know, we just bought a house, which I'll get into details about that in a little bit. You guys asked me questions about it, so I will talk about that. I just didn't think it was appropriate for us to be together during this time. My boyfriend is currently still working. He's always going to Toronto every single day, so that's why we thought it would be best to kind of not be together right now. Before this whole thing went down, I was actually every single week helping out my grandparents. So I'm half Greek, so if I say yaya and papu, that's because that's grandma and grandpa in Greek. If you are Greek out there, hello to my fellow Greeks. You guys know my papu, my grandpa. I feel so weird saying grandpa. I consider him my papu. You guys know what I mean. So my papu has dementia. I would go at least minimum once a week to their house to help clean the entire house and just help take care of both of them as much as I can. And so it's been really heartbreaking because I stopped going there now because of everything going on. I just don't even want to spread it at all, even though I'm fine. But I do have people at my house that are still working too outside, and I'm just so petrified to spread that to my grandparents. I just can't even imagine that. So it's been really heartbreaking. I haven't been able to help them, and like I said, my papu has dementia, so it's just been really hard. And I know it's so hard for so many families out there that are dealing with the same situation. They're literally my angels, and I'm so close to my grandparents, so that's really been difficult. That was a really long answer, but I am currently not with my boyfriend right now. FaceTime is where our dates are at right now. It's this situation of what's going on in the world. Gotta love YouTube and trying to filter us. Asked if it is affecting my house building. That is something I wanted to update you guys. Unfortunately, it has affected the house building. They actually sent out a letter and said that my house is no longer being built during this time. However, just last week, I guess they started working on it again, and my parents and I went to go visit it, and I was shocked how much was done because I was told it's not being built. But now they restarted it here. They built the first floor, which I have some videos. I was able to go inside and just walk on the first floor and see it, and it is a dream come true. However, I was told that because of all this, I'm not sure if it will be built when it's supposed to be built. I was supposed to have my house done in November. Still a question mark, but I will keep you guys updated, and I'm going to still do a bunch of videos. I'm gonna do my empty house tour and just like decorating videos and all of that. It's gonna be so beautiful, and I just can't wait to see the end. It's so surreal to me. I still can't get over that I finally took the plunge and bought a house. Let me know how it's been where you guys live, how everything's going with you, how your families are, your friends. I'm curious to know Let me know in the comments down below. My next question is, did you develop trust issues after some of your dating experiences? You're amazing, by the way. I love you. Love you too. Thank you so much, girl. And I definitely developed trust issues for a while there. I didn't really believe people a lot of the time, especially after being ghosted, which was the beginning of my trust issues. Going on so many horrendous dates after being ghosted, that was just a whole thing on its own, and I was really losing hope in people. I think in the end of the day, you can't let one bad experience or a few bad experiences really affect you and make you maybe ruin something in the future, because you always have to think as someone as a blank slate, and until they show you otherwise, then you can determine if you're going to trust them or not. And if they're not showing you anything bad, then I think it's important to always, you know, give people the benefit of the doubt. Where in Canada do you live? So I live in Toronto, represent the 6, as Drake says. Next question is from my girl Anna. Hey girl. So she asked, did you ever get too affected by one of your clients' stories? How did you deal with it, and how not to get too attached? So if you guys didn't know, Anna has been an OG. She's been on my channel for so many years. So if you guys didn't know, before I started doing YouTube full time, I was a mental health worker. Did a whole story about what ended up at the end with that situation and how I was let go and all that mess. And it was a really, really hard time for me in my life. And this is definitely something, if you're in the mental health field, it can be really hard sometimes. So if you guys didn't know, I worked in a group home, and my clients had dual diagnosis. They had mental health issue and then also a developmental disability. It was sometimes really heartbreaking to hear their stories, where they came from, but they would become really attached to you because they see you all the time more than their own family, and they really start to trust you and see you kind of like a family in a sense, because you're always with them and you help them every single day. I tried to make it not affect me and make it to the point where I brought it home with me, because that could start to be unhealthy. You have to kind of learn to separate that, but then you also want to make sure that you're doing a good job when you're working there. You obviously still are going to care and get attached. It's just human. Like when you're spending so much time with someone and trying to help someone work on themselves and better themselves, you're obviously going to start to become attached with the person. But it was just a really rewarding job in the end of the day, and I took it very seriously. I went every single day with the intention to try and help people. I really do credit myself in what I did do in those 5 years and helping all my clients I did have, and I honestly miss them dearly and always hope that they are doing well and thriving, and I always wish them all the best. Unless you've been in it too, you won't really understand, because I went through a lot in that job, and I saw a lot of things that most people probably won't see in their entire lifetimes. So it can be very hard on you, and it can be sometimes traumatizing for some people. It can be emotionally very hard on you, but you have to also just be very strong. You have to know why you're doing it. In the end of the day, you're helping better someone's life, and that's what made me so happy, and it was so rewarding. If you guys want me to do a whole video on how it was to be a mental health worker and work in a group home and work with dual diagnosis and anything like that, if you guys have questions, let me know. I don't know if you guys would be interested in that, but I could do my whole experience on the 5 years that I was working there, because it consumed a lot of my life for those 5 years. I worked there honestly so much, like way too many hours. But thank you for that question, Anna, because not a lot of people actually ask me about my old job. Thank you. I love you. Let's move on to Jessica, which I've actually met Jessica. I bumped into her at the mall, and I think it's been like a couple years now since that time, which is crazy how fast time has flown by. She asked, how are you staying fit during quarantine? Also, hi queen, hope you're doing well. Hey girl, I hope you and your family, your loved ones, everyone is staying safe and you guys are doing okay. My fitness game hasn't been on point all the time, but I have been using the Flat Tummy app, which I just mentioned it not long ago. I will link it down below for you guys. They're having like a 7-day trial. I totally recommend trying out the trial. But honestly, that's like the app I've been using when it comes to my workouts. I've just been doing at-home workouts and trying to eat clean as much as I can. But I think that's all you can do. You just do your best right now. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. The next question I wanted to answer was, do you sometimes feel overwhelmed by YouTube and fame? I honestly don't consider myself like famous or fame. I'm just some regular old girl that's a weirdo and likes to film herself in her bedroom. There's a lot more, you know, YouTubers that are really skyrocketed up there there and they're kind of like seen at the level of a celebrity, but to me, I'm just this little girl on the internet. I'm nobody. But there are times I can feel a little overwhelmed, not really with fame, but I think what's kind of a little bit overwhelming being on YouTube is that I'm just a regular person like you watching. I'm literally no one special. It does become a little overwhelming when, you know, every single day you're just getting comments and people are picking everything about you when it comes to your life, the way you're talking, the way you look, the way you're doing this and that, and writing mean comments to you all the time, and they don't know you and they just like find anything to pick apart. So that can be kind of overwhelming because sometimes, you know, when you're just not in the mood, maybe you're actually going through something in your family life or your life, or you're dealing with something mentally, it's kind of difficult to look at comments like that. It kind of can affect you, but I've definitely learned to sometimes just not look at comments when I'm just not in the right mindset. I would personally never do it, but there are a lot of people feel like they're entitled to comment and pick you apart and say just the nastiest things they can say to you for no reason. You have to know that mean comments are gonna come your way. No matter if you're like seen as the most angelic, perfect person in the world, you will still get hate comments, and you just kind of have to realize that it comes with the territory and you have to have thick skin. But other than that, I honestly love YouTube, and I love getting the sweet comments and talking to people that genuinely can relate with me and feel close to me, so that's always rewarding. Someone also commented, is it hard being in a relationship during quarantine? Also, I love you too, and it definitely is hard because we chose not to see each other and to social distance from each other. But I think in the end of the day, my boyfriend and I, we know what our end goal is. Be grateful with what we do have and try not to look at the negativity, and know that there's an end date and there's an end line where I will be able to finally be reunited with him and we'll be able to continue on with life. So I'm just grateful that I can even just talk to him every single day. I'm grateful honestly for phones because of FaceTime. Like, imagine the times when we didn't have phones and we couldn't stay connected with our loved ones that easily. I'm just excited for our future. The next question I got asked is, hey Nicoletta, how are you keeping occupied? Hey, I hope you're doing well. I'm doing, you know, okay. I've just honestly been keeping occupied by watching way too many Netflix shows, filming a lot more. I've been filming a lot more, so talking to myself in my room a lot more. My life. No, but I've been actually just been honestly working a little bit more. I'm so grateful I can work from home, so I've been filming a lot more and trying to focus on my goals, and as well as, you know, doing some at-home workouts when I can. Honestly, not the greatest sometimes, because sometimes, you know, you just gotta binge watch seasons of a Netflix show and watch every single documentary on Netflix. That is me, and it's a problem. But I'm just going, you know, day by day. I feel like all of us, all we can do right now is go by day, and that's pretty much what I've been doing. But I low-key want to dye my hair. I have like these like funky hair colors in my house right now, and I'm getting to the point where I want to dye my hair like a crazy color because I am going crazy in my house for this long. So we'll see where that goes. We'll see if it happens. This next question is kind of interesting. So Jane asked, when starting off, did you always feel discouraged to make videos after watching other YouTubers? So I actually have been on YouTube now for going on, or maybe I have been on for like 8 years now. Back then people were filming on like really crappy quality cameras, hence my first videos, such bad quality, and they were like on those little like camcorders. So I just feel like there wasn't as much pressure. I feel like now it's definitely a lot different. YouTube has evolved so much in 8 years. There's a lot more creators and videos also on YouTube, and there's a lot more competition. Not gonna lie, there's also a lot more negativity on YouTube. People leave you hate comments, while I feel like that really wasn't as big of a thing back then. So there's definitely been pros and cons, but I have to say I wasn't really discouraged. If anything, YouTubers really inspired me and motivated me to want to start my own channel. So I'm just gonna go quickly on my laptop. I'm gonna look at the community page and answer some of the questions on there because I also got a lot of good questions on there and I cannot forget any of you. So I'm gonna try and go through these as quick as I can, which is probably not quick. One of my questions, Cat Drinks Tea asks, when did you start your period/puberty? I started when I was 12. So Jordan asks me, any advice on how to fix a friendship? I said something that I didn't mean and it ruined my friendship with this guy. How do I fix it? I think all you can do is be honest with the person, try to reach out to them and say your piece and apologize. I definitely have been through those times where I've fallen out with friends and I've come back together with them, and I think, you know, sometimes time heals all, and also just being genuine and open with each other. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I always believe in that. Alicia, I think I'm pronouncing that. You have a really pretty name. I love the way that your name is spelled. She asked, I'm doing a psychology degree in Australia and I was wondering what it's like in Canada and how much you enjoyed your course. That's really cool. I really want to go to Australia so bad. I actually have family that lives in Australia, so that is on my bucket list. But I really liked psychology. I did a 4-year degree at the University of Ryerson and I loved it. While I was actually studying, I was a mental health worker. I loved learning and also actually doing real life experience. It definitely was a lot of work. You have to study and read a lot and you have to do a ton of tests and essays, but I find psychology so interesting. And before this whole YouTube thing, my whole plan was to become a psychologist. That was like the end goal. I really always have been interested in the human mind and mental health and addictions and all of that. So I really enjoyed it. Let me know if you did, girl, and if any of you guys are doing psychology and what you plan to do with it. I got asked, favorite Netflix shows right now or any shows in general. I've pretty much been watching every single documentary on Netflix. They are so good, but sad a lot of the times. The psychology major in me just loves things like murder mysteries, everything like that. So I actually watched the Surviving R. Kelly documentary that just went on Netflix. So I finally was able to watch that, which I totally recommend to everyone. I think that just gets me heated and he makes me sick. I also watched The Trials of Gabriel Fernandez. That just broke my heart too. I just cried. I just like to watch things that make me sad, but I think it's important to be educated and to also get people's stories out there that deserve to be heard. Unfortunately, I watched Tiger King because that's just a guilty pleasure of everyone during this time. And I've also been watching every single Netflix reality show. First we got documentaries, then we got reality shows. So I watched Love is Blind, of course, Too Hot to Handle. I just finished that not long ago in literally a day and a half. I binged that entire show. I love watching those kind of like a little bit like trashy reality TV, but it's really hard not to watch. I love it. Leave any of your Netflix recommendations. I'm always looking for more. I think this has been long enough. Hope you guys enjoy this. I hope it gave you some form of entertainment. Hopefully, I don't know. I'm a boring person, so I try. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram at NICOLETTAXO so you can take a part of another Q&A hopefully soon. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. It means the world to me. I upload every single week. And on that note, I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye!